All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about something fascinating, something that's just so human: collecting. We're going to explore what really drives us to gather all this stuff, and we're going to do it by looking at just one single photograph that, trust me, holds a lot more secrets than you might think. Okay, so take a look. At first glance, you're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of stuffed animals. Just a chaotic, overwhelming jumble of fur and fabric, right? But what if I told you this isn't chaos at all? What if this is a carefully built universe, a library of memories? This picture, right here, this is the puzzle we're going to solve together. So to really understand the whole picture, we've got to zoom in on the parts. We're going to deconstruct this collection piece by piece and see what it can really tell us. I want you to look closer. No, really, let your eyes wander over the image. Don't just see a crowd. Try to see the individuals. What characters do you recognize? What expressions kind of jump out at you? The whole story, it's hiding in those details. You'll probably notice how your eyes are naturally drawn to specific faces. I mean, take this one, for instance, right in the front, the shaggy dog with those big, soulful eyes. It's got a real personality, doesn't it? It's not just a toy. It feels like someone. And this is where that individuality really starts to shine through, even in a massive group like this. Now, shift your eyes over to the right. You can spot at least 2, maybe even 3 Mickey Mouse figures there. That's not a coincidence. That points to something deliberate, to themes, an interest in pop culture, and that classic collector's drive to get the whole set. You're literally seeing curation in action. Okay, so let's back up from this huge collection for a second and talk about how this all begins. Usually, it starts with the incredibly powerful bond we form with just one object, often when we're kids. And there's actually a key psychological concept for this. It's called a transitional object. Now, that's the formal term for that beloved teddy bear or that tattered old blanket you couldn't sleep without. It's the thing that helps a child navigate the world, bridging that gap between being totally dependent on a parent and taking those first brave steps toward independence. So here's the really crucial part. For a child, this object isn't just stuff. It absorbs tears, it hears secrets, it provides this feeling of safety and consistency in what can be a big, confusing world. It's a physical anchor for their emotions, and honestly, a fundamental piece of their early identity. So how in the world do we get from that one, single, irreplaceable friend to a room just full of them? Let's explore that shift from childhood attachment to the real motivations behind why adults collect things. Let's kind of break down the difference. That childhood bond, that's an unconscious need for comfort, and it's all focused on one single object. Adults collecting, though, that's a conscious choice, a pursuit. It's often about bringing a little order to our world, maybe reliving some nostalgia, or just chasing that deep satisfaction of finally completing a set. The emotional root might feel similar, but the way it's expressed is totally different. We can pretty much boil down the adult drive to collect into 3 main forces. First, there's creating order from chaos. Organizing your stamps or figures is a way of controlling a small piece of the world. Second, preserving the past. Collections act like little time capsules for our own lives or for history. And third, you can't forget the pure, dopamine-fueled thrill of the hunt, that incredible search for the one missing piece. Okay, so now that we have these psychological tools in our back pocket, let's go back to our original image. Let's see it in a completely new light. I want you to think about this quote as we look one last time. Every single object we choose to keep holds a piece of our history, a little fragment of who we were, or maybe even who we wanted to be. And here it is. This is no longer just a pile of toys, is it? This is a life story, told in plush. Each one of those might represent a gift, a trip, a memory, a moment where comfort was needed. It's a physical timeline of a person's journey. It's an autobiography that you can actually touch. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. If you were to gather the objects that define you, the ones that hold your memories and tell your tale, what would be in your collection? What story do your things tell about you?